Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Muscle Matters. I know we've been gone for a little while, but we're back. It was the holidays. I ate a lot of turkey. I just wanted to get out of my coma. So we're back. We're joined tonight with Mike and Ed. We're going to be riding.
And Steve's hiccups are doing a guest appearance.
Yeah, you know what?
Y'all can make fun of him all you want.
It's just like being a toddler again. So tonight's episode is going to be New Year's, new you, and new people in the gym. Every meathead's favorite topic, all the new people. We'll be right back. Yes.
Right.
Welcome back to Muscle Matters. We are having a great time tonight. We're going to be talking about the New Year's people and the New Year's resolution, or those new people that show up to the gym and these hiccups of mine. So we're not going to have. Hold on, let me catch my breath real quick. Here it comes. We're not going to try to beat up on you new people too much. So we're going to talk a little bit about gym etiquette, some of the things you probably should know. Hi, Ambies. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Some of the things you probably should know going forward in the gym. So let's go into everybody's nightmares and let's roll these videos.
Go into the gym the day after New Year's.
It's literally the worst day to go to the gym.
Oh,
Dude, I'm like the opposite. I stopped going to the gym.
oh my goodness! Back in the day, this we can go ahead right into the second video. We can just run them right through. This reminds me of the peak hours, 5 to 7, with all the broccoli head kids.
Oh gosh,
dude, I want no part of this. This is like the perfect time to like invest a little bit more into the home gym.
I remember walking in the gym one time around the 7 o'clock to train somebody and went like this. Oh, bro, you need to get new hours.
yeah.
There's way too many broccoli head little kids in
7
here
o'clock. The gym opened at 7.
No, it's 7 at night. That's when all the high school broccoli head kids show up.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember being one of those broccoli head kids who showed up at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
But I went there to have fun. And then this right here, this is for all you new people. Let's go ahead and roll this last one right here. But I see this on a daily. This is like a daily thing, though.
Really?
Like, people just watch like something on TikTok and they... What's that one video? There's nothing like a middle-aged white woman trying to get out of actually working out. That one video.
Right,
where
exactly.
They do everything but work out.
But squat.
All right. So I do have a question.
Yeah.
So I said I was one of them, but I don't know if that was actually true. What's a broccoli head?
Those kids with the puffy haircuts.
High school kids. With
Okay,
the
that's what I
puffy
thought.
haircuts.
I actually didn't have the puffy haircut.
No.
I
That's
had
a
shaved
new.
head.
that's
my
a
hair
new
looked like
That's a new
my hair looked like
terminology.
yours in high school.
Yeah, but the kids nowadays, we call them broccoli heads because they all have the same
Same
poofy hair.
haircut.
Okay, got it.
It's like
I mean,
somebody said-
I was one of the kids, but I was shaved head.
It's like somebody put a bowl of Jiffy popcorn on their head, cut around the bowl, and then left the Jiffy Pop on the top. What was those things that we had as kids where you put the
Chia Pet.
Yes, the Chia Pet.
Chia Pet.
And there was nothing on the bottom of the Chia Pet, but it just grew right there.
Dude, I could see you with like you kind of have that haircut almost right now.
No, I got more of a mullet thing, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like a yarmulke somewhere mixed in there with my mullet.
Are you part Jewish too?
Apparently, my hairline is.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if you told me, yeah, I'm a little bit Jewish.
Oh, my family, they were Rolling Stones. I'll have to bring my ancestry chart one day,
Yeah.
and you'll just be like this. Bruh, I am Heinz 57.
That's where they got that from you.
Yeah, oh my goodness, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, and I'm talking about my biological too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
So-
not pops.
no, not
Yeah.
Pops is a good faithful man. That's a good faithful man.
Yeah.
So we come in this time of the year. I remember. Ed, do you remember when 24 Hour Fitness was the only gym in town?
No,
Yeah,
even before that, bro.
much.
Bakersfield Athletic Club.
Yeah, but BAC actually had 5 different gyms.
Right. That was.
And then you had Family, and then you had Strength and Health. You had Jack LaLanne's. You had Dominic's on the east side. There were several gyms back in the day.
Yeah.
Then 24 Hour Fitness bought everybody out.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And there were literally only 2 gyms in
Strength and
Bakersfield.
Health and 24-hour fitness.
No, Strength and Health was gone. They paid Clinton money to go away.
Right.
But they're still around.
No, yeah, Clinton
They
bought the
came back.
building. What Clinton did is Clinton bought his building.
Uh-huh.
And so they had a cease and desist for, I think it was 5 years. I forget what the cease and desist letter.
Cease and desist or NDA?
Whatever. You weren't allowed to do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a clue
Or
about
not
that.
compete. That's the
So
right.
Bakersfield Athletic, he was originally from Fresno. He was Body Exchange before Body Exchange. He had 5 gyms, and the greatest gym that we've ever had was Ironworks.
Fireworks.
Well, I liked Bakersfield Athletic Club. I liked it way more than 24 Hour Fitness.
Oh yeah, but
Right.
when they came to town, they bought him out. They gave him, I believe, upwards of $14 million.
Okay.
go
Now
away.
you try to do that, it would be impossible.
Yeah,
So, too many gyms.
Yeah, so they paid him to go away. They gave Clint a good chunk of money. Clint ended up buying the building and shutting down. I don't know what Dominic did. I think Dominic took his money and went to Vietnam, or not Vietnamese.
Right.
So all those gyms got bought out. Jack LaLanne was around for years on the east side. Niles.
Okay.
Hey, whatever happened? What was the reason they got shut down? I have to ask Tom. We were talking about it.
When I moved to Bakersfield, that was already gone.
Yeah, the last owner, something happened, and
To which one?
The old Jack LaLanne over on Niles.
That was before my time, bro.
Yeah, but
Way before me.
it stayed around till like late '90s, early 2000s.
I don't remember.
Oh, really? I do not remember that.
But it wasn't Jack LaLanne's anymore. It was a couple different names.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't it 24 Hour Fitness over there, too?
no, 24 Hour Fitness was. They had the east side one over by where the mall's
He's
at.
so small, yeah.
Yeah.
where the dirt field is?
Wow, that's a different story. So back when there was only 2 gyms, it really sucked. I mean, I hated New Year's.
Busy.
Yeah.
I would come. I started moving my workouts to like 1 in the afternoon. We would go about 1 in the afternoon. It was the old timers in there, the Silver Sneaker Crew, and it was.
I haven't trained in the what do you call them?
Peak hours.
Peak hours for 30 years. I can't. 20 something years. I can't. It's just, it's, if you're trying to get done something serious, and don't take it the wrong way. So if you're already kind of an established lifter and you've already been doing it for a while, it's crazy New Year's. It used to be. Now there's a lot more options.
There's a lot more gyms.
There's a lot more options, but it used to be. It used to be a cycle.
Dude,
that,
you couldn't
know,
convince me to go to the gym on New Year's.
Yeah,
But it's
it
not
was-
as bad anymore because you've got NAS Power, of course. You've got Brute Strength. You've got
Yeah, some of
Collective,
the newbies aren't going to go to those gyms.
You've got Choose. You've got multiple. John's got multiple
Choose
body
they would go
exchange.
to for sure. Body Exchange.
They
There's a
got
lot
In
more
Shapes.
options.
Yeah.
There's a lot more options, and it's not even, we complain and we joke, but it's not like that anymore. There's way more options that, yeah, there's an uptick in business, and there's always the 5 p.m. rush, or the after school rush, or people getting off of work at 5 p.m. But it is nowhere near what it used to be.
Well, I'm also kind of weird when it comes to that stuff because I hate, first of all, I'm like, oh, everybody's doing it. So January 1st, we're going to start a new thing. Like, I'm like, if I'm going to do something new, I'm going to do it whenever I decide I'm going to do it. Not like, well, let me wait till January 1st. Like, what's the
Exactly.
point of that?
No, I think social media really killed the New Year's rush.
Right.
I really believe social media killed the New Year's rush.
How's that?
Because we make fun of it.
Okay.
I mean, when it's, it used to be that it was a marketing tool.
Okay.
Right.
You started your New Year's resolution.
Right.
You made a resolve to do something different, and the gyms would market New Year's New Me.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see commercials like that anymore because people have now come to understand you can start. If I want to make a new me, I can do it today.
Right. Exactly. And that's my point. Like, I'm not going to wait until the new year to start doing something new, but I'm also not going to do something new just because it's a new year.
But it was marketing. It was
Yeah, it was the
very
marketing.
intelligent marketing.
And also they took advantage, think about it. They take advantage of the fact that also, if you
People are dumb.
we're in the gym industry, we know that after Halloween, the gym turns into a ghost town. Why? Because people start getting busy with parties, Thanksgiving. You start spending money for Christmas.
cold.
It starts getting
everybody
cold.
gets fat.
The weather changes.
Yeah.
So yes, it was like the little perfect storm. That I'm sure somebody a while back somebody from a marketing department said, look, well, people towards the end of the year kind of let go and get a little bit overweight. So
I
it's the
would like
perfect
to-
time right after New Year's to
I
go,
would like
hey,
to know who the marketing person is and how long we've been talking about New Year's resolutions.
exactly.
Because I remember being a
Can you
child.
look that up, Darius?
I mean, yeah, Derek, let us know who started that. Because it was not just the gym. I mean, New Year's Eve, you made a resolution to make a new year,
Exactly.
a new you.
Exactly. And it's the perfect, like I said, the perfect storm, the marketing and the real life. I mean, it's just the reality. Even if you are a gym goer, things, and if you have children, you start taking up time. Kids leave for holiday break. You have to spend more time with them.
And like you
you're
said-
eating more. It's the holidays.
Like
You're
the holidays,
more downtime
the
with
bag
your
of
family
candy
and
on
stuff.
October.
And there's nothing wrong with it if you can have a balance. But most people, and it happens to people in the fitness. It happens to us in the fitness industry. It's like January comes around, it's like, oh man, I need to pick up the cardio. I need to do something because I'm a little heavy around. We're human.
Yeah.
So somebody took advantage of that, and that's how they market it. And perfect.
Very few people want to get up when it's 30 and 40 degrees. It's very.
I know I'm a little twisted in the head or something. We were talking about the cold showers earlier. I like going outside when it's cold. It wakes me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most people don't want to get out of bed.
That's because they're the P word.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're a bunch of willows.
I debate if I'm going to wet myself in the bed or do I really need to get up and go pee. It's a debate. Like, can I go back to sleep?
All right,
and not-
I don't think I can officially call you that,
Yeah,
Steve.
but it's
But
okay. I
It's-
admit it's a debate because I go. Unfortunately, I'm 300 pounds, so I sweat.
Yeah, after a while, if you don't have a purpose for it, I can see. I mean, I usually schedule my clients. My first clients is 6 a.m. So I'm kind of used to it, regardless year round. But again, if I don't have a client, like when my client at 6 a.m. calls, I'll call my 7 a.m. Hey, can we come in at 8 so I can get a couple hours of extra sleep? But especially in the winter, in the summer, earlier the better.
well, I like scheduling things in the morning, so it makes me wake
Exactly.
up.
Yeah,
In and out.
So you look at somebody somewhere just marketed this. Like you said, we're coming off the winter breaks where you get most people tend to hibernate in the winter. We've got these holidays that are eating holidays.
Okay,
There's
so
no
is that
way-
like really a thing? Like people hibernate because like what is there science behind that?
Well, I mean, really, what good
I don't know about science, but again, it's the
Like
schedule.
You,
The
but
kids
don't you feel like sleeping more in the wintertime?
Well, because the sun goes down
because
at
the
2
sun
o'clock.
goes down. Yes, that I do understand.
Like,
so
you-
there's got to be some kind of something built into us, right?
Well,
Like scientific.
It's you simply look at it as we there's no such thing as evolution, but we evolved from cavemen.
Yeah.
So
Some of us did.
our most people, there was, you think about, there's no electricity, there's no light, there's certain things, there's predators. You're coming in the house. Like, I'll be out shopping and look up and realize it's starting to get dark and I'm done. But like I said, it's starting to get dark around 3:30 or 4.
I know.
You're sitting in the house at 5 o'clock and you're staring outside going, I think I'm ready for bed. And you realize it's only 5 o'clock. So
I love the wintertime personally, but
there's more, this
I'm
is
a weirdo.
snugglebug weather. This is cupcake weather. More people fall
Sweater
in love.
weather, yeah.
More people fall in love during the holidays because you
all of our kids' birthdays are July, August, September.
exactly because this is snugglebug weather.
Uh-huh.
This is when you want to cuddle up. So the New Year's New You falls right in. I mean, you think about it, New Year's. There's literally 90 days until warm weather. Once January,
Really?
March.
Yeah.
It goes from frigid to hay.
Sometimes January, spring too, but
Yeah. So if you are, and that's, I mean, so somebody somewhere figured out, I mean, in 90 days to a new you, there's so many different slogans. So come January 1st, your New Year's resolution, most people knew last year around this time. I used to sell
did you
personal
find that
training.
answer yet, Darius?
I do have the information.
Okay.
Okay.
So Merriam-Webster records the earliest known recordings being in 1671.
Oh wow.
And it was already satirically that people would make them and break them immediately in like 1802.
Right.
And other sources even said it traces back 4,000 years to Babylon.
So it's been they've been marketing that for years.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't
Well,
know Jim's been around that long.
Well, I won't say it's been marketing. I just say it's been established that New Year's is where you decide that you're going to be a new person.
Right.
Now, marketing would come into a play right around television.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be some superstition behind the origins of that too. I bet.
I'm sure if he digs deep enough, there's some pagan
I'm sure.
holiday
I'm sure.
Right.
But
where they stabbed a tree with a nail.
Yes, there is.
I was gonna say, where they stabbed a tree with a nail with some wooden plank and a.
Well, so Christmas coming up, right? So everything about Christmas is from pagan rituals.
Oh, my
and we
goodness.
just took them over.
It's. I mean, I.
The Christmas tree had nothing to do with the birth of Jesus.
So
Jesus
does
wasn't even born
Santa Claus.
in winter.
Right.
It's the crazy
Yeah,
thing.
Santa Claus. So Santa Claus and like the Rudolph and all that stuff, like that was invented in like the 50s.
Actually,
saw one with
actually,
the-
I
with the
saw
Coca-Cola.
I saw a video. It's actually Coca-Cola's guilty.
Yes.
No,
Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola.
made
Yeah.
the
It was
push
the
for
marketing
Santa
department
Claus.
from Coca-Cola in the early 1900s. It's
Yeah,
just, there's a lot of
the way
things
we
like
celebrate Christmas now. A lot of it originated like in the 50s.
that. It's consumer. It's
yeah, it had to do with
Everything is
consumerism, and
consumer-based.
everybody had money after the war and all that.
being a
Yeah,
consumer, just
Uh-huh.
like the whole.
The New Year's New Me is consumer based.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a personal trainer,
we're in the consumerism season right now.
before social media, and I've been doing this for 30 years. I ran 2 gyms. Before social media, January blew through my goals. It would literally take my year's goals.
Yeah.
January.
Well, your goals were off base then.
Post social media dropped. January dropped immediately.
Right.
We wouldn't get busy till March.
Why? Why now? What did social media change about it?
Social media opened your eyes that it was
You can do it anytime.
Mm-hmm.
it's a gimmick.
People
gimmick,
couldn't
you can
figure
do
that
it
out
anytime.
before.
Yeah, it's a gimmick. Everybody's gonna quit. I mean, I remember back in the days, working out. I couldn't wait for March.
Right.
I couldn't wait for February because I knew all these people were going to be gone. I mean, I'd sell all this training and then be making phone calls like, "Hey, bro, you gave me $10,000. Are you going to come get your year's worth of training?"
People would drop 10 G's
Oh, my
on tra-
goodness.
Wow, in January?
Yeah, because they're buying it for their wife. Their
For the
wife
whole
wants
year
to train. They're
and-
like,
They
I
got
want
too
to be
much money,
different.
bro.
We're going to come in and do things differently. I mean, these people would come in and buy a whole year's worth of training and then just ghost it.
Right. Disappear.
And that was it's crazy, but it was great marketing. But I said once social media came, I watched it completely just die. Like it just died. Body Exchange, we used to do The Biggest Loser. The first year we did The Biggest Loser, close to 5,000 people entered. The last year that they did The Biggest Loser, maybe 100.
Right.
He gave away the same amount of money.
Huh. Wow.
And it was all hands on deck because the owner of Body Exchange is a really smart marketer.
Yeah. He
So people
does
were
a good
coming
job
in,
for sure.
People were coming in wanting to win a couple $1,000s. Every trainer in every gym was there signing people. Every manager was there. We were there. And it was trying to get you to sign in. We're trying to get you to join Body Exchange. It was all these things. He's a very smart marketing person. And he gave away a couple $1,000s. Like,
And he made way more than that.
Oh, of course.
oh, yes,
he-
because the amount of people he got signed. So I think that I watched it go from being thousands of people to 100 in a matter of 3 years.
Right.
When social media came out and the social media made the giant push. Now you fall into Instagram and TikTok. The younger generation, they make fun of it. They get a laugh out of it. So,
Right.
but yeah, it used to be horrible. So let's just talk about if you are a New Year's resolution. So let's go into the part where your New Year's resolution. You're coming to the gym for your first time. I think the number one thing that people who come to the gym do not understand is gym etiquette.
Yeah.
I remember one time being in the gym, and I've got the fat girls in my hand, and I'm getting ready to lay down and press them.
Again, before we get canceled, the fat girls are the heavy dumbbells.
Okay, yes, they're the great big ones with
yes.
dust on them.
Yes.
And I've got them in my hand, and I lay down, and a guy comes, stands right by my ankle.
Right.
And I remember telling the young man, "Hey, man, you probably shouldn't stay there." And he took it as some sort of challenge. And I said, "Hey, man, you probably shouldn't stand right there." And he smirked again. And it was just like, bruh, when I'm done with these and gravity takes over,
gonna
I'm
drop
dropping them.
Yeah.
And you think I'm going to drop them on my face or your ankle?
Exactly.
End of story. And it's like the reality kicked in. So when you come into the gym, we'll go into supersetting. So supersetting is a great thing and a great activity. But supersetting is like golf.
Right.
You have to let the next person play through.
Play through.
If you are taking up 3 or more machines and somebody asks to use that machine, you have to let them play
Yeah.
through.
Exactly.
Well,
All right, bro.
I feel like things are different now, though, because like, and you guys know this way more than me, but like when back in the day when I started working out, like when I was like a teenager, like it was nothing. Like hey, can I work in? And
Yes.
you would just do it. Like now it's like, no, like I'm gonna have all of the dumbbells
Yes,
and
right.
take up 3
I know.
machines at the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
And no, you can't work in on the machine I'm not even using.
because they're
Yes.
filming their 30-second video for their influencer.
People are just
bullshit.
a-holes.
Well,
And it's just, yeah, exactly. There's
So
no
it-
accountability anymore.
It's just real simple. Just
People just need to get their ass whooped.
and a good in the old days that would happen.
Yeah.
That's why you learn to let people play through.
Yes,
you
it
learn to let
does.
people play through because if you didn't let them play through, sorry about your bad luck. I asked really nicely. I'm gonna sit down and take your machine.
Yeah.
So you got to let them play through. You have to be
Well,
realize
people
it's-
used to offer to let you work. Like a lot of times you didn't have to ask, right?
like if you if it's, and normally it's I've had people walk up to ask me to work in and I'm like, yeah, cool, no problem. And I look up and they bring like 4 or 5 people. I'm like, no, bro, no.
Well, that's also like, come on,
Yeah.
people are inconsiderate.
And that's the big word is the modern people are more inconsiderate. Like we'll use the yes, 100% right there.
Yeah.
Because the modern person is a little more self-conceited and selfish. There's another word that I'm looking for.
Asshole.
Well,
I'm
I
not
know.
even gonna use
You know
that
what I'm going to
word.
say? I'm going to say it made the keyboard warriors a lot braver. Like
Yeah.
now they can say and do whatever, and they don't expect any repercussions. Again, back in the day when we were in our 20s and we'd go and we were big meatheads are in the gym, we're like, hey man, can you work in? And they give you the look. It's like, okay, never mind. I'll wait. Or now you do that, and the kid wants to challenge you
Yes.
because if I slap the taste out of his mouth, oh my God, it's the end of the world because he's an
You're the bad
influencer.
guy.
Yeah, his
You're the bad guy.
homie's filming it, and yeah.
Right.
Now, it said, there have been times, once again, don't ask me to work in when this is just thinking of back in the day, I got 4 or 5 plates on and you can barely lift one.
Right.
You're not working in with me because I don't want to strip that stuff down, put it back on, strip it down, put it back on. Know your place.
Yeah, right.
So we're not even going to go
Common
there. But
sense.
most people are very self-centered nowadays. They only care about themselves. I see people walk into the gym and the first thing they do at NAS, and it kind of bothers me, is they walk straight up and they change the music. They walk right off the street and change the music.
Right.
Dude, that's a
There are
pair
30,
of
40
brass
people
ones,
in
huh?
the gym, but you want to come in. If you want to come in and listen to your music, put on a pair of headphones.
Headphones.
There are
Duh.
30 or 40 people in the gym working out. You don't get to walk it. Like 20 years ago, oh my God, it would have been a fight.
Yeah.
Then
I don't know how much of a fight it would have been. It would have been 2 hits, one
I'm
in
not
your
even talking.
fist, 2
I'm
on
not
the
even
floor.
talking about me versus somebody else, Ed versus somebody else. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
There would be a fight. I mean, I have checked myself because there's been times I've been working out and somebody changed the music and I'm like, no, bro, I wasn't listening to that.
Right.
And the smirk and I'm like, no, I'm being dead serious.
Right.
And I have to pull myself back because I don't want to regress into a person that I no longer want to be. And it's right there. But when you're coming into the gym and you're coming into a new environment, I know it's scary to come into a new environment and you want to be like a dog who walks off the street and you want to pee on everything. Dogs who come in and pee on everything normally get a spanking and they get explained, don't pee on everything. So just think about it if I walked into your house and I walked into your couch, grabbed your remote control and changed your TV. It wouldn't be happy. You're a new person in the gym. You should probably shake some hands, get to know some people.
Yes.
And now I'm going to go on the flip side of that also. But there's another flip side. If you're a regular in the gym and you've been going consistently and there's newbies, there's a lot of new people, and there is a difference about what Steve and I are talking about. We're talking about the young kids that come or they're rude. They don't have any, and realistically, they don't have any manners. Yeah. Come and read the room. Like, for example, at our gym. In our gym, we have 2 tablets, and one in the powerlifting room, one in the common room. I call it the common room. And it's there for everybody to change it. But if you come in, okay, let's say you come in, okay, you get these kids. It'll happen. This Christmas break, you'll have a kid come in. They usually doesn't come at 9 in the morning because they're usually at school or at college. Okay? And you come in at 9, 10 in the morning when I have Miss Susie Homemaker that I've trained her because her kids are at school, elderly woman, elderly male, older people in the gym. And then he comes in, and because he doesn't like, and he puts in some explicit spank your ass music and
Yes.
stuff, and it's like, read the room.
Yes.
Read the room. This isn't 5 p.m. This isn't
This
isn't the
prime
powerlifting
time, yeah.
room when there's some competitive powerlifters and we want angry, loud music. This is a different time of the day.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about. Be able to read the room
Considerate.
and be considerate.
Considerate.
Be polite person. On the same token, there's the flip side where if you're a gym goer that's a consistent gym goer and you see either the older gentleman or the guy that's overweight that looks really insecure and he kind of looks scared, it takes nothing to go, hey man,
bro,
how
good
you
job.
doing, brother?
Yeah.
How are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Is there anything I can help you? Hey, my name is so and so, man. If you need help with any of the machines, I got you. It doesn't take any of that, and I'm glad to do that with people that actually appreciate it. That actually they're there to learn. You know, there's that flip side that if you are a gym goer, it takes nothing, and there's a difference again when we see that. Like you said, we'll go on 5 p.m. and there's 5 broccoli heads and they're all standing around texting, taking up a bench, doing nothing while there's people waiting. Whereas there's a difference with a person standing there confused going, oh, what do I do here? And then now they're scared because there's people waiting and they don't know what to do. It doesn't take much to go, hey, man, do you need some help? Is there something I can help you with?
You have a
So
question.
I'm an oddball, and I know Steve's gonna say I'm an oddball, and you already know this, but I'm raising my kids different, right? And that's what it comes down to is like how you raise your kids because they're all kids, like most of them you're talking about. Like you get a little more common sense when you get a little older,
Exactly.
right? But like my kids, like they don't have they come to me all the time. Dad, my friends have this cell phone. It's like good, I'm not their dad.
Exactly.
I was like, you ain't gonna get one until you need one, and you
Right.
don't need one anytime in my foreseeable future.
No.
And that's the thing. They're spend too much stinking time on video games, too
Right.
much stinking time on their phone, and but that's my responsibility as a parent,
Exactly.
right? And if I expect the TV or the video games to raise my kids,
No,
that's
that's the
what
problem.
we end up with.
Right.
Well, you also got to realize this. It's children are only going to do
They're allowed to get away with.
what you see them doing.
Yeah.
I know some guys that were great in front of their parents. And the
Yeah.
moment they got away from their parents, were absolute heathens.
Right.
So you can raise, the only thing you can do is install hope and morality into your child and hope that they follow the installment that you put. So children are going to do what children are going to do, especially when they get around their peers. That's the downside is peers. I mean, how many dumb things did you do because of your peers? Like,
But that I'm sorry, but I think that also comes back to your parents because my parents had a say in who I hung out with.
once again, how many times did you go around the corner?
I don't know. I was a different kid, bro.
Right. Bingo. So we're going to get off our high horses and we're going to get back into the New Year's crowd. Right. So the New Year's crowd. So when you have questions, and a lot of times I've walked up to people and I've said, "Hey, do you mind if I help you?" And that's one of my biggest. Like, if somebody looks like they know what they're doing and they offer you a hand,
Right.
don't smirk and turn away.
Yeah.
So, like, one thing with me being in the gym all these years, I'll look for somebody who comes every day and I see that they're doing it horrible.
Right.
And I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll finally make my way over to him and go, "Hey, do this. Like, I see that you're trying.
Right.
Let's turn our hands this way and let's do it this way." And I've noticed that they're a little more open.
Right. But I think the point I wanted to get across is that I didn't want it to sound like we were just belittling other people. It's just the people that actually need it.
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for the person that, whether it's New Year's, whether it's March, whether it's the summer, if you make the choice to change your appearance, to change your health, getting there is the very first spot. Getting there should be applauded enough. It should be, hey man, great, you're here. You're going to fumble. We all did. We all fumbled our way through it at the beginning. Everybody does.
Yes.
And that's the thing that you need to learn, that you need to be able to be okay with. You need to be able to be okay with looking foolish to learn. And so what?
Yes.
You move on. It's your journey. So that's what I see people is like, I have a problem with people making fun of when they see the overweight person on the treadmill and they're struggling. I was like, why are you laughing? He's doing something, or he or she is doing something to improve themselves.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember
That I have a problem
I'm trying to
with.
remember the
Yeah.
statement. basically, if you show me somebody who's never failed, I'll show you somebody who's never tried.
Exactly. Just
Because when you have to try and have failures, because failures are what, let's face it, everybody's had a failure. How many times have you failed, Mike?
Many times.
Yes. So it takes, failure is what builds character. And failure is what makes.
Well, I was talking with some friends of mine at lunch today, and my wife and some other people over the last course of days. But specifically today, I was talking about something, and I was talking about the thing we were talking about before we started the show. And I said, I'm not afraid of people saying stuff about me or calling me names. None of that stuff. I got thick skin. What I'm afraid of is, what if I try and I fail? And my wife said, hey, even if you don't fully accomplish your goal, you still made incremental progress, and that is not a failure.
now, here's how I look at it. It's like you try for something really hard, something that you've never done before.
Yeah.
And how do you find out who you are if you don't? How do you find out who you are if you don't try things that scare you?
Wow.
You go,
I needed to hear that
okay,
right now. Thank you.
let me
Ed.
see. I'll try it. And you should be, you do enough of those, you grow up and mentally and you go, man, I tried that and man, I got my butt kicked. Man, I tried that and man, that was hard. But you know what? But then you learn, well, maybe that wasn't for me. Maybe this something else is for me. But I mean, Steve, how many times did you fail before you got a 500-pound bench
Oh my
press?
God.
How many times did we fail before we got into the sevens or the 800 pounds in squat? I failed more times than the one time that I put on social media on the competition that I won.
How many times I was stuck in my garage
Exactly.
and by myself and have measly 200 pounds.
And
fall on my
you don't
chest.
want to. So that's it. You have to be, again, you have to be comfortable with failing and looking foolish, because that's what the first thing we think when we fail. We look
good.
foolish. But at the end of the day, it's like, how do you know who you are if you don't try?
Well, I think for me, one of the biggest things. Are we still live? Yeah. Okay. Cool. For me, one of the biggest things is I pride myself in being a man of my word.
Yes.
And if I call my shot, right,
Right.
and I don't hit that shot, I feel like I lied.
Nah,
You can't, because there's,
you can't take it that way.
I mean, how many times we've got the Babe Ruth story where he comes to the plate, he points to the field, and he hits the home run.
Yeah.
I mean, now, how many times did Babe Ruth do that and
not-
strike out?
Exactly.
They don't talk about the strikeout one,
Right.
because I guarantee you the Babe has walked up to the plate
Yeah.
more than once and pointed to the wall, and there was a slider that went right by, and he was like,
You know what? To be honest, and I'm going to tell you to be honest, and I can only equate it to my experiences, and I am very proud. I mean, I've squatted over 800 pounds at the gym and stuff, but that one time that I did it in competition, and you get the accolades for it and stuff. It's cool and it's to show off people, but I appreciate more the ones that I did when nobody was looking. When I dropped the bar, there's time. I've had 650 pounds in the bar, misracked it and dropped it completely over
man.
forward, and it's loud as hell and it's embarrassing. But you know what?
Wow.
After a while, when you learn to take the pride out of it, it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like those are the aches and pains that got you to be who you're gonna be. So why not? You have to appreciate those too. You have to learn to fail.
because I mean, the fear factor. The first time I remember the first time I walked back with 8.
If it doesn't scare you, it doesn't.
And I got down and I freaked. And I shot right back up. It was like, ah! And it was 8 wheels, and I went, my knees are going to blow out. But it was just like, all right, like Ed said, man. So how many times, like, I remember going down, like, it's going to be a weird thing. You haven't squatted till you go down and you have to make a life decision whether you're going to poop your pants and drop the bar.
Yeah. Well, I think, so I have something to say on that. Is, I think it is applicable to weightlifting also, but it's a bigger life application. And it's something that a pastor friend of mine used to say all the time. If the dream that God has for you doesn't scare you a little bit, it's not big enough.
If the goal doesn't scare you,
Yeah.
Is it really
The
worth
dream
it?
isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Okay, now what ends up happening? One of my favorite things when I talk to people about NAS is NAS is a community. I think that's one of the great things about that NAS Power has that most gyms don't have is a community. Yes, we talk about all the conceited, all the knuckleheads, but the one thing we do have is a community. Now, going to a commercial gym, I would say if you're going to the commercial gym and you're a first timer, the one thing you should probably do is hire a trainer. I'm 100%
Right.
Or depending on
Pro-
your goals, like maybe go to a class or something too, right?
go to a class. That way you can, if you go to a class, you're going to establish a friendship.
Right.
And it basically, it's like going to high school again.
Find like-minded people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go to a high school, you get transferred into a new high school. You go from being a popular kid to now I'm walking into this high school and know nobody.
Exactly.
Now I got to go find a friend. I got to find somebody to hang out with, find somebody that I can speak to. That's why front desk staff is so important. They set the tone when you walk in the door of the commercial gym. If you got a good staff, you feel good. Somebody's telling you hello, welcome to the gym, and hey, good to see you again.
Well, some of the good commercial gyms, and I've seen some of the commercial gyms around town in Bakersfield do this. They'll have like a social hour, or like a thing, kind of
do.
like a
Yes.
yeah.
But I just always go, if you're new to a commercial gym, you're brand new, you've never gone lifting, get yourself a trainer. Just get a trainer if you don't do it no more than once or twice a week. You don't have to break the bank, but somebody to come in, like we used to have these $99 packages. And it was a $99 package, and I used to tell people, buy this package so you can have the trainer walk you around the gym and show you the correct way to use each and every machine
Single
in
machine.
there. And
That's
that
it.
way you feel like you have an understanding of how something works. It's like, I couldn't imagine driving a car. But I remember being a child watching my grandma drive her Cadillac. And it was a big boat, and I really thought that you had to. This is how you drove a car. It was just
Right.
my grandma trying to keep it up straight on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
Well, I remember being a little kid, and you thought you drove like this,
Yeah,
right?
because it was just big old cars. Most big old cars
Right.
they were boats, and they'd go floating. There was no
Yeah.
power steering, and
Yeah.
so I'm a big. Like I said, I'm a big. Get yourself a personal trainer. You don't have to break the bank. I just need you a couple times a week, just to show me the gym. And it's kind of like having a host walk you around.
Yeah.
They're going to walk you through the club. They're going to walk you through the gym. And then you feel that sense of I belong because this guy works here and this guy knows everything. This
Right.
gal, not just guys. I'm sorry. When I talk, I reference myself. These people that work in this gym actually belong here and I'm with them. So I have a feeling of belonging.
Well, I know when I first started working out, and I my first time working out, I was young. I had a friend take me to the gym.
Yes.
All right.
And that's why I said it's like gym partners are probably farly underrated just for the fact of I've got somebody that's a confidant going with me. Not just somebody that's going to help me in the gym, but I have a confidant.
Right.
Yeah.
I have somebody I can speak to. I can be like, hey, bro, you know how this works? No, not really. Maybe we should go ask that person over there.
Yeah. And then
And
you
then
both
there's-
learn.
Plus, it makes it more enjoyable because you're with somebody you like
Yeah.
and know,
Right.
right?
Yes. Now I would prefer to work by myself.
Yeah.
Be in my podcast.
Yeah.
Listen, I listen to Mike's podcast. So if you don't know, Mike's got awesome podcast that come on the 511 Media. So you put your podcast on and listen to it. Shameful plug to my producer here.
Thank you, brother.
Right here. Great shows, great information. We're getting a little long in the wind. I appreciate everybody that came in tonight.
Yes, thank you.
So once again, if you're a new person in the new gym, the best thing you can think about is etiquette. Picture yourself walking into a stranger's house or having a stranger walk into your house. Self-preservation. For some odd reason, people don't understand that metal is unforgiving. Gravity, you can't just walk into it. You can't just, it's unforgiving. Self-preservation. If somebody's, man, I mean, how many times do you have somebody, you've got 500-600 pounds in the bar at these commercial gyms and you're walking back and somebody wants to go stand right next to you like, bro, I'm getting ready to drop down. It's
Right.
going to crack your head wide open.
Right.
So it's just self-preservation. Just think about it like, I wouldn't want somebody doing this to me.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask the question. There's plenty of people on staff, and if the staff is rude to you, just
then
remember
you're-
there's a manager.
Well, and if you proceed to ask questions and you still be, you're at this.
Yes.
You work there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know you train there. I don't know if you're on staff
Right.
there, but they're both there, and there's a whole bunch of other great guys. I would go there if I lived close enough. But I'm like
Right.
an hour round trip to get there.
Hi, Ray. I'm proud of my little sister. She's going back in the gym, and she takes classes.
Hey,
Race-
there you go.
she
Yeah,
gets in her
exactly.
classes.
Is what I said.
There's a
And
myriad.
she's got a peer group. She's got a peer group of people of ladies that she goes with.
I guess that would be probably if I had to leave with one thing, probably find what works for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be free weights. It doesn't have to be, maybe it's a yoga class. Maybe it's spin class. Again, find a group of peers that you're going to be comfortable around, that you're going to be comfortable throwing some effort around, and then try and go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
People,
do something that you enjoy to better yourself. It's going to be better than sitting on the
Yes.
couch watching TV.
exactly.
100%. I mean, and so if you missed the episode, you can find the episode. It's on the 511 Media channel. We've got tons of other episodes of,
Yeah,
she
boxing
takes boxing
classes.
classes.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just, the whole goal is to move. A body motion stays in motion.
Yep.
The goal is you don't want to be old and
Broken or
Static.
and mobile.
help, I fall and I can't get up.
Exactly.
You don't want to be that commercial. You don't. I mean, you look at what Kennedy's pushing, all that make America healthy again.
Yep.
You don't want to be completely reliant on drugs and pharmaceuticals because you didn't take the time in your youth to make yourself better. So just remember, all you people that go to the gym on a regular basis, when the New Year's crowd comes in, just smile, wave, be happy because they're just people
Right.
they're coming to like I said.
Remember
new
when
high
you
school.
started.
Yes. It's like going to a new high school. I know nobody, and I'm trying to figure my way out.
Exactly.
So once again, this has been another episode of Muscle Matters. Make sure hi, Aiden. A little late there, buddy. Tell me all about your football game. Hey, he started playing football. I'm very happy for him. Tell me all about your football game. Send me a text. So once again, it's been another episode of Muscle Matters. We generally hit air on Tuesdays. Hopefully next week my hiccups won't be with me. We generally hit the air about...
That'd be rough if it was still with you.
I wouldn't be boo. It wouldn't be shocked me. Like I said, it's been a battle. We normally start about 6:30, 6:45 on PM on Tuesdays.
Right.
We have different things. We're blessed to have such a great production crew from the 511 crew. Very blessed that Mike allows us to come on it show, and very blessed to use this studio. So make sure you guys give the 511 a follow. And thank you guys very much.
Thank you all. Have a great day.